Welcome back to WrestleRant, and I am your host, Bleacher Report feature columnist Graham GSM Matthews here today for WrestleRant edition number 52 for the aftermath and analysis of last night's electric Over the Limit pay-per-view. And if you're wondering why I'm not wearing my signature sunglasses today, that is because I left them in a relative's car over the weekend. But nonetheless, I have brought you instead the classic Intercontinental Championship belt. Oops, upside down there for a second. But I brought you instead the classic Intercontinental Championship belt. And if you're wondering why, it is because I have acquired nearly 23 to 25 championship belts over the last 4 years. None of them real, of course, all of them made from Jack Specific and metal and all that good stuff. But I have accumulated 23 to 25 championship belts over the years since I became a wrestling fan. And I will be wearing a championship every WrestleRant that I do from this point forward. And today I'm wearing the Classic IC Championship for one reason and one reason only, because my favorite superstar in the WWE today, well, I should say one of my favorite superstars, captured the Intercontinental Championship last night at Over the Limit, and I'll get to that in a little bit as I start my review. To kick off the show, we had Kane versus Zack Ryder in the pre-show match. From what I saw, now let me mind you first, I was not home for the first hour of the pay-per-view. That included the pre-show match, the Battle Royal, the Divas Championship match, and the Tag Team title match. So if I'm not correct in any of my accusations and review of these matches, please, you can call me out on it. It's okay. I'm just reviewing from what I heard and read a part of these matches and whatnot. So I'm just going to give my analysis and insight on each match. Even though I didn't see them, it's okay. But the rest of the card I did see, and I'll get to them in a little bit. But anyway, for the pre-show match, Kane versus Zack Ryder, I was able to see this today because they aired it on YouTube. It was a fine match, but it was just 3 months too late. If they aired this 3 months ago, maybe Zack Ryder would have got a huge pop during the course of this match, but the live crowd in North Carolina obviously did not care for this match whatsoever. I mean, Kane, it wasn't a complete squash by Kane onto Ryder, I should say, but Ryder got in some offense, but it just wasn't enough to make for a really good match. I mean, that's not what I was expecting. I was predicting Kane would go over, and he did, but continuing to bury Zack Ryder does not make any sense to me. The guy has a future in the WWE. He's a potential U.S. champion, as seen back in December, January 2012. So I don't really know why they continue to bury Zack Ryder, but hopefully they turn it all around in coming weeks. And moving on to the actual show, we had a People Power Battle Royal that was announced at the last minute before the card went live, where the winner would earn a United States or Intercontinental Championship match later in the evening. So we had the likes in this match. We had the likes of Kurt Hawkins, Tyler Rex, Tyson Kidd, who was extremely impressive here, The Miz, Drew McIntyre, Ezekiel Jackson, Great Khali, a lot of guys in this match. Most of them from the likes of WWE superstars and NXT, but nonetheless, it was a mildly entertaining match, pretty decent battle royal. And of course, we had the returning go Christian enter the match at the last possible second, which marked the hell out of me. That was fucking awesome. I loved Christian for every ounce of this match. Of course, again, I didn't get to see it. From what people told me, I was marking out. And of course, my favorite and one and only William Regal entered the match as well, because he was one of the last entrants, I believe right after David Otunga and right before Christian. So that was pretty awesome as well. I was marking out for that. This is William Regal's first match back in the ring since November, I believe, his match with Daniel Bryan. Anyways, this match was okay, and it set up the return for Christian, which obviously was a very smart move. Christian is now a babyface, an even smarter move, since he was being cured as heel anyway over the past year. So now moving on to the tag team title match, Kofi Kingston and R-Truth successfully retained their WWE Tag Team Championships against the team of Dolph Ziggler and Jack Swagger. A very fun match here. These guys have a lot of potential. I'd love to see all these guys in the mid-card division rather than the tag team division, but at least they're helping enhancing the tag team division by putting on good matches. Jack Swagger, Dolph Ziggler, they got all the emphasis here. They got all the heat by beating on Kofi and Truth for most of the match, only for Truth and Kofi to come back at the last possible second and pull out the win to retain their championships. Now, fun action here, as I said before. Really nothing else much to say. I mean, pretty predictable. I mean, if they gave the championships to Swagger and Ziggler here, it would have been a stupid move since Primo and Epico still have their rematch clause for the championships with AEW, so hopefully they invoke those rematch clauses soon. But hopefully the division continues to build from here. I mean, I've been enjoying what I've been seeing as of late in the tag team division, I should say. I'm sorry, I'm stumbling over my words here. But as far as Jack Swagger and Dolph Ziggler go, these guys have been a tag team since I believe since August, I think. So these guys really need to split up by this point. These guys have been together since August, yet have not won the WWE Tag Team Championships on one occasion. So these guys really need to go their separate ways, especially Dolph Ziggler, who needs to separate from Swagger, needs to separate from Vicky Guerrero, and move on to a bigger, better career in the singles division, either in the U.S. title picture, which I believe he's better than now, but probably more than likely the WWE or World Heavyweight title pictures, because that's where he belongs. Now moving on to the Divas Championship match. This was one of the better Divas matches in recent memory. Obviously, Beth Phoenix and Layla, two of the better workers in the division today. So I wasn't obviously annoyed with this match, as I am with most of Kelly Kelly matches and whatnot. But this is a pretty good match. I was happy that Layla retained since she just won the championship 3 weeks ago at Extreme Rules. They told a good story with Beth Phoenix targeting Layla's knee, so that was a good story told there. So that kind of intrigued me a little bit. But other than that, this is a decent match, and hopefully they move on to something good. Hopefully they either continue this feud since it's only been going for 3 weeks, or they bring back Karma and they have her go against Layla for the Divas Championship. Because as I said in my last WrestleRant edition, or 2 WrestleRants ago, they have no plans for Karma. I have absolutely no idea why. Very shady move, but hopefully they bring back Karma sooner rather than later. Now going on to the World Heavyweight Championship match. Sheamus successfully defended his World Heavyweight Championship against the likes of Randy Orton, Chris Jericho, and Alberto Del Rio in a Fatal 4-Way match. This is an excellent Fatal 4-Way match. This is where I came back to my house and was able to watch the rest of the pay-per-view. So there was no better time to enter the show than right here. This match was absolutely phenomenal from all 4 of these guys. All of them got in their signature spots, created very intriguing and suspenseful spots. So I was very into this match the entire time. I was very involved. I was marking out for all the very near falls. I even thought that Chris Jericho was going to win a world title at one point when he rolled up Sheamus, because as you know, Chris Jericho might be leaving the company in the very near future to go on to future endeavors such as his Fozzy tour and whatnot, and he will be back later in the year, but for right now, he might be gone. So hopefully Chris Jericho does go out on a good note and they just don't have to disappear. Maybe they have Sheamus attack him or something. I have absolutely no idea. But a phenomenal Fatal 4-Way match and one of the better Fatal 4-Way matches that I've seen in recent memory. Sheamus continues to go strong by retaining the championship. Very good move. Hopefully we see Sheamus versus Jericho before Jericho leaves. I'd much rather not see Sheamus versus Orton again. Because for one thing, we got a 20-minute match from them on SmackDown. We saw these guys go at it at the Royal Rumble 2010 and for most of 2010 for that. And we also saw them go head-to-head in 2011 multiple times. So I really don't want to reignite this feud. Hopefully they just move on from this and continue to push both guys' faces. Even though as much as I wanted to see Randy Orton turn heel, that's obviously not in the cards. So now moving on to the Brodus Clay and The Miz match. Impromptu match. Really nothing here to say. 4-minute bout. Really nothing is accomplished here. Brodus Clay has already defeated The Miz. So beating a former WWE champion should be a big thing for Brodus Clay, but since the commentators failed to acknowledge that, it was just completely worthless. So, whatever. Moving on, we had Christian finally defeat Cody Rhodes to win the Intercontinental Championship. Again, it's upside down. To win the Intercontinental Championship. I was marking out for the Peep Nation and for the entire Peep Nation and Captain Charisma here for capturing the Intercontinental Championship for the first time in, I believe, 9 years. This was crazy. A very good match from Cody Rhodes and Christian. Obviously, these two guys have good chemistry, but this match wasn't built up enough for the fans to really care about it all that much. But I felt bad because this match really was good. They have a lot of good chemistry, so hopefully they continue to build this feud between Christian and Cody Rhodes. Even though Cody Rhodes' reign as IC champion only lasted 3 weeks, I could care less. It's now on the shoulder of Captain Charisma himself, former 2-time World Heavyweight Champion, multiple World Tag Team Champion, and now the new Intercontinental Champion, Christian. So now moving on to the WWE Championship match, CM Punk defeated Daniel Bryan to successfully defend his WWE Championship in a 25-minute match. This match was completely off the charts, epic from these two. I was just in astonishment the entire 25 minutes these guys were going on it. Never a dull moment from these two. CM Punk looked strong, and since he successfully defended the title, at the last possible second he tapped out right after the referee made the 3 count, so Daniel Bryan we'll probably get a rematch in the later future, so that was a very logical finish there. Very, very well done. So I'm very glad that we'll be able to see more from these two at either No Way Out, SummerSlam, or at least this upcoming summer. So this match was very, very well done. I cannot stress that enough. One of the probably the best match of the year so far, disregarding Triple H and The Undertaker from WrestleMania. So this is definitely in the running for best match of 2012 thus far. Now moving on, we had Ryback defeat Camacho, throwaway match. Really nothing to say here. Some fans were cheering Goldberg, but they really needed to get the fans behind Goldberg. I'm sorry, I just called him Goldberg. They really need to get the fans behind Ryback if he wants to come anything in the WWE. I'm a huge supporter of his, so hopefully they get him on the right path in the very upcoming future. So in the main event, we had John Cena defeat John Laurinaitis. We had John Laurinaitis defeat John Cena and successfully retain his job as the Raw General Manager. And it was all thanks to Big Show, who interfered and knocked out Cena with one punch. Like, one fucking punch? Like, what the hell? They had Rock defeat John Cena with all these moves at WrestleMania. The Rock bottom, multiple people's elbows. But Big Show just comes in, boom, one punch, he's out. Like, what the fuck? But besides that, this match was obviously throwaway. Obviously, John Cena was just bullshitting the entire time with his entire finish. So I was kind of pissed about that. But, with all the comedy and whatnot, but it was semi-hilarious, but this match didn't really serve a purpose other than the fact that Big Show is now heel, but more than likely he's just going to serve the role as Shawn Michaels did back in 2009 when he was working for JBL against his will. So more than likely that's going to be the case, but I just don't want to see another series of Big Show versus John Cena matches. Oh, please no. Those matches were such shit in 2009. I just do not want to see any more from these two. But anyways, it was predictable, but it was logical, and I was glad that this entire pay-per-view made sense, because a lot of the time WWE likes to swerve us at the last possible second and give us some kind of shitty outcome, so I was glad that they didn't do that. So as a whole, this pay-per-view was very, very good, obviously better than Over the Limit 2010 and 2011 combined. A lot of good action here, especially Punk and Jericho, Punk and Bryan. So go back and watch that. If you're a huge Christian fan, go back and watch his face turn. And obviously him winning the Intercontinental Championship and the World Heavyweight Championship match. That was awesome as well, so go back and check that out. So very good pay-per-view, a big hit in my book, and a big success, so hopefully they continue to go forward with this into the summer of 2012. So now moving on to my shameless plugs, you guys can follow me on Twitter at @CM_GSM, as well as at SarcasticSmart and at WWE Fun Facts. And if you guys have been reading my tweets lately, I have been teasing a huge announcement, and it actually has to do with WrestleRant, this podcast. Believe it or not, WrestleRant will be undergoing some changes in the very near future, and I mean some huge changes. So you do not want to miss that. That's all coming in the very near future, in the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned for that. Next Era Wrestling, you guys can visit my website at nexteraWrestling.weebly.com for all the WWE TNA rumors, recaps, and more, and all the Over the Limit, Fallout, and whatnot. You guys can check out Spoilers every Thursday night at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We go live at that time every single week, so you guys can check us out then. And you guys can check out all the archives at blogtalkradio.com/spoilerspodcast. Check out all my other videos just by clicking above, and make sure to subscribe. I really do appreciate it. And also, to find me on Bleacher Report, at Graham GSM Matthews. And I'm pretty sure that's just about it. So I'm glad that you guys are watching my video, and I'm glad that you guys checked out Over the Limit. If you did, I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't like it, then I'm sorry. Then hopefully you guys tune into Raw tonight, because that looks like it's going to be an epic podcast. So thank you again for watching WrestleRant, guys. This is GSM signing out. Enjoy your week. Till next time, guys.